Hey everybody, what's up? How you doing? It's a beautiful day to fight back against the powers that be, isn't it? Isn't today the day? I hope you like the wet hair. I got caught in a downpour. One of those downpours where you're like soaked through your jeans in a matter of seconds, where you look like you've gone swimming in about 3 seconds. And it kind of I love those kind of downpours, despite I'm not dying to have my phone explode, but I love those kind of downpours because you kind of see how people would behave during the end of days. You just like, there's just chaos. There's people sprinting and screaming and people covering their heads with their babies just to try and stay dry, and the kids that just don't seem to have parents, and a guy sprints by holding a chicken with no pants on. I don't mean the chicken had no pants on. One would hope the chicken had no pants on, but the guy has no pants on either. And you're like, how the fuck? And it's just all fucking going everywhere. Like those kind of real downpours, real storms. It shows you the true side of humanity. What we'd all do when the shit hit the fan. And there's a beauty to that. There's a beauty. So very everybody. I'm going to do something I don't always do, which is tell you what's coming up, because I got a lot of very not very school stuff, very cool stuff coming up. One of the things will be a chicken with no pants on. I wanted to show you what that would look like. But I'm going to talk about Julian Assange for a few minutes. I know I covered the new updates on his case yesterday or the day before. I don't know where I am or what time it is or what year it is. But I'm not going to get into that part of it because I did that the other day. But there was a protest today with Julian Assange's father and the Department of Justice. So I'm going to get into that first. I'm also going to talk about the new strike against my YouTube channel, because we kind of knew that was coming, right? We knew they were going to fucking destroy my YouTube channel. As the days went by, it seemed increasingly likely. So I'll tell you the first strike on that front. Maybe not the first strike, but one of the strikes that has just hit my YouTube channel. And I'm also going to quietly, don't tell people, tell you guys, only you guys, about a new project, a new website that I'm just launching right now, and you're like the first to hear about it. So that's coming up. Also, if you haven't seen it already, at the end of this episode, I will be playing Eleanor Goldfield's brand new music video for her song Pyre, which you guys know Eleanor. She co-hosts Common Censored with me, co-hosts the live stream on Sunday with me, and also talented musician. So I will be that video premiered today. You're getting a lot of new shit. This is kind of a breaking news episode. You're getting a lot of new shit. You're going to be the first to hear about a brand new project. And you're going to be some of the first to see the brand new music video for Pyre. So a lot of shit going on. And let's start out by telling you that please take a second to hit thumbs up, share this, click subscribe if you haven't already. It helps, even though they're suppressing us. And if anybody donates on the Super Chat, if you donate on Rockfin, if you donate on Venmo at Lee Camp, all of those go to people who are struggling or people who need just a little help right now. And if you feel that is you can email commoncensored@protonmail.com. Okay, so now let's get into it. And welcome, everybody. Hi, Scott. Hi, Robin. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Azem. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. So today, you might have heard Julian Assange's father, John Shipton, has been touring the U.S., trying to drum up more attention to Julian Assange's case. As we know from just a couple of days ago, the final kind of witness, the final key witness against Assange that had claimed that Assange told him to hack into things like the Icelandic parliament's, parliamentarians' emails, etc. Illegal hacking had told this former employee of WikiLeaks to hack in illegally to various places. We now know that guy, Thordarson, has admitted he lied, that he was lying for the FBI. He also is a well-known fraudster, sociopath, and I mean that by like doctors have diagnosed him as a sociopath. He embezzled $50,000 from WikiLeaks itself, which was when they fired him. So anyway, covered all that the other day. But now, Julian Assange's father, this was the end of the tour, so I'm sorry if you missed it. You missed it. But this was the end of Julian Assange's father's tour of America, and with his brother as well. And I went down there today at the Department of Justice, outside the Department of Justice. Of course, they're not going to let us in. But Julian Assange's father spoke. That was the first time I'd met him. And his brother spoke, and so many other cool people spoke. Most importantly, me. Let's be honest. No, not most importantly, but I did speak. And Max Blumenthal, Anya Parampel, Ben Norton, so many other cool people with Vigil for Assange were there and spoke. People with Code Pink, people with so many great organizations. So I'm sorry for the people I'm missing and not naming, but a lot of wonderful speakers, and we were right there at the Department of Justice. Like I said, of course, they're not going to let us in. Of course, they're not going to talk to us because they are the motherfuckers who are continuing the appeal against Assange, continuing to keep him in prison. Sorry, that wasn't PC. Mother and father fuckers. Let's keep it nice here. Mother and father fuckers. They are the ones that could drop this. Of course, Biden could tell them to drop it. So Biden administration, DOJ, they could drop this right now and Assange could walk out the door. But they're not. They're appealing it so that they can keep him in prison. Even if they lose the appeal, they figure, well, we'll get another year of him in prison. That's their goal. And their goal beyond that is to extradite him to the United States to face 175 years in prison. So Assange's father was here. They also did. I wasn't at the first event, which was at the National Press Club, the National Press Corps club that they have here in D.C. This is the club's been there for a long time. It's where politicians will hold events, important people will hold events that saying something significant, and all the press can come, and you'll rent out a room or whatever at the National Press Club, and they come and they hear you speak. The only time I've ever been there was when Jill Stein was announcing her second run for president this last time around, time before that. Sorry, not the last time, 2016. And so that was the only time I was there. But I heard that this event with Assange's father was sparsely attended. Because, despite the fact that all the press was alerted to the fact that this event's going on, why weren't they there? Why don't they want to hear from Julian Assange's father? Because whether they love or hate Assange, this is a big story. Assange is still a big story if you think about the ramifications. And so why aren't they there? Well, they're not there for several reasons. The biggest being that they are stenographers for the State Department. So if their goal is to do what the State Department tells them to do with the American empire, to put forward the propaganda of the American empire, then why? Why would they show up to hear what Julian Assange's father has to say? Why would they show up to hear that Julian Assange is a real person with a real family who is having his life destroyed, has had his life destroyed, and continues to? Why would they want to hear about that? It's not useful to them. It's not useful to the empire to pretend that Julian Assange is a real human being with a father and a brother, or kids, or a partner. And so very few showed up. And they also don't want to write that article because their bosses don't want them to write that article. They don't want to hear about Assange. They would rather that be a quiet little thing that, once a year, they write one little article saying the DOJ is appealing the decision or whatever, and that's it. And also there's the fact that hello, Caden. Also, there's the fact that every time, if the press were to write anything about Julian Assange, they basically, simply by the fact that they haven't covered him much, covered his situation much, if at all, simply that fact shows them to be ass clowns. And I use that as a technical definition. That is it. You have to be, I went to 5 years of clown college, and I can technically diagnose them, similar to a doctor, as ass clowns. So these are fucking ass clowns. And if they do a report on Julian Assange, then they have to maybe mention or maybe remind people, even if they don't say it, why haven't you been covering it? Oh, you haven't been covering this because you are doing the job of the State Department, the job of the American empire. You are trying to make people forget that we have a journalist locked up right now simply by not covering it, simply by not making it a story. So they don't want to talk about it. They really don't. They want to avoid it at all costs. And every once in a while, they'll do one little article about his trial because they feel that they have to or something. But even in those, they always, find ways to denigrate him or to make him sound like some kind of hardened criminal. He was a hacker and he was trying to destroy the world and we had no choice but to bring him down. And he worked with Russia, even though none of that is true. Not a word of it, but that doesn't matter. They'll print it anyway. So yes, Omar, Assange is a hero. So anyway, there were events today and I just wanted to let you guys know about them because, I want you to know that these things continue to go on. The energy, thanks to you all, thanks to everyone who continues to talk about Assange. That is what's kept this story in the news to the extent it has been. And I mean, mainly the independent news, obviously not the mainstream, but that is what's continued this story and continues the fight is that energy. So I just wanted you to know this goes on. Julian Assange's father and brother just finished a tour of the U.S. People are still talking about this. Of course, there's been a blackout of the latest update about his key witness, the key witness against Assange, admitting he lied, to the FBI, lied to the court. Of course, there's been a media blackout of that because there has to be. They can't admit that. They can't admit that the empire is imprisoning an innocent man, a journalist. So that goes on. And another point, it's often whenever you bring up Assange, you talk about Assange, it's easy to think, well, it's all been said. We've been saying it for fucking 10 years. It's all been said. What more is there to say, really? It's easy to feel that way. And so I just wanted to bring this up. That was a great point that I don't know if I've made this point or I haven't heard enough people making this point. I have, it was made by Ben Norton today, speaking in front of the Justice Department of Justice, that Julian Assange is not an American citizen. I have made this first point, but not the second one. Julian Assange is not an American citizen. He has barely ever been to America. He's never operated his business, WikiLeaks, out of America. So why is it America that is allowed to go after him? He is not in America right now. He's not from America. He's not. He was never in America while they've been chasing him and trying to prosecute him and trying to lock him away forever. He's in Britain right now. He was in Iceland. He was in Sweden, but there. So the fact that he has no connection to American citizenship, American national, American, not a fucking green card, nothing. He's not an American immigrant. He's nothing to America. Yet they, the ruling elite, are fucking sociopaths at the top, are titans of dickery. They view it as somehow legally acceptable for them to prosecute this man outside of America who is not American. And so what does that mean? That means that the United States views itself as the dictator of the world. It views itself as having control over the legal systems of other countries and other people that are not here and are not citizens here. And that's fucking horrifying. Literally, that is a dictatorship of the world. These are not people who voted for the leaders in the United States. These are not people who paid taxes to the government of the United States. They have no connection to the national entity, the national legal entity that is the United States. And yet, our government, our ruling elite, our oligarchy, believe that they can prosecute someone who is in another country who is not American. And that is fucking horrifying. That is a dictatorship of the world and of the world's courts. And you don't just see it with Julian Assange. There's other examples. such as Alex Saab, who I covered this week on Redacted Tonight. Alex Saab is a Venezuelan diplomat who was trying to get to Iran to discuss financial deals for their CLAP food program. CLAP is the name of that, which feeds people who need food, who are struggling, who can't afford food. They have a CLAP food assistance program. So he's going to Iran to try and come to financial agreements on funding the CLAP food program. The United States forces the African country of Cabo Verde to stop his plane was stopping to refuel, but to grab his plane, to stop it from taking off again, and to arrest him, to arrest Alex Saab, a Venezuelan diplomat who is not in America, is not an American citizen, has no connection to America, was not trying to make a deal or work with America or with an American corporation, no connection to the United States, was flying through Africa to get to Iran from Venezuela, and the United States has had him kidnapped for a year in Cabo Verde, showing that we believe we own the world. We believe we are the dictators of the entire planet. Our ruling elite, our oligarchy, our sociopaths, fucking cocksuckers, but I don't want to denigrate that. So we could say cocksuckers and twat lickers if you want to just like even it out. So it's all the above. But douchebags, I don't know what the male equivalent for that would be. Dick washers, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. If somebody wants to email me and maybe we can sort that out. But anyway, these fucking assholes think they're the dictators of the world. And another example is their complete criminal law breaking to assassinate General Soleimani. Think about that. You have the top general in Iran who did a lot of help fighting against ISIS, but the top general in Iran who was in Iraq, and the United States obliterated him with a bomb, also killing Iraqi generals. So they assassinated someone who's not American, not connected to America, not doing business with America, not doing business with American corporations, never been to America, nothing. And they assassinated him as he was in another sovereign country, Iraq. Because we just believe that we own the world, we own the laws of the world, and we can do whatever the fuck we want to anyone under our supposed laws that have no power in other countries. Shouldn't have any power unless we're the fucking dictators of the world. So it shouldn't have any connection to these other countries. But that is the point. That is the point that the U.S. empire has gotten to. And they not only do these ass clowns at the top believe that they can just live in this lawless way, act in this lawless way, but they believe that it doesn't matter. There are no ramifications, no repercussions. They just kind of own the world, except for in some circumstances where they actually fear what another country could do, such as Russia or China or North Korea. You notice countries with nuclear weapons, which is why we want to make sure countries don't have nuclear weapons so that we can then obliterate them if we so choose. So great point made by Ben Norton about us acting like the dictators of the world. So yeah, that's Assange protest that happened today. It's also almost his 50th birthday. So they also did a birthday celebration for Assange, who is turning 50, who's basically been imprisoned his entire 40s, the entire 40th decade. Well, sorry, fourth decade of his life. 40th decade would be quite an achievement, but fourth decade of his life. Okay, so now let's get on to this project I'm revealing. Top secret. No one knows about it. You're basically going to be the first. Don't tell nobody. I'm relying on you not to tell anyone. But part of the reason that we're introducing this thing, and it is a coincidence that this happened this week. My YouTube channel, youtube.com/Moment of Clarity, which is my personal one, different from Redacted Tonight. My personal YouTube channel got its first major strike against it this week, where they, and as you'll notice, like, you can still donate on Super Chat, meaning these videos are still monetized. Now, I've told you I then redonate all of those funds to people who are struggling, but these videos are still monetized. Whereas Graham Elwood has already been demonetized, as have many other leftist outlets. So they just did the first strike against me, where they pulled down a video and said it violated their policies. Now, what video was it? What topic was it? I'll let you guys guess. Guess in your head. I'll give you 3 seconds. Well, it's a similar topic to what likely got Graham demonetized, which is Epstein. It's an old video, I think probably a year ago or something, because I barely remember it. But it was about Bloomberg's connection to Epstein, because there's photos of Bloomberg with Epstein, and I don't even remember all the details, but there's verifiable connections between Bloomberg and Epstein. And so I did a video covering that, titled like Bloomberg's connections to Epstein or something. And they pulled it down, gave the channel a strike, and said that the reason they pulled down the video is because it represents cyberbullying. Which is fucking awesome. Cyberbullying. Who exactly? Epstein, a dead man who was a known rapist and sex trafficker? That guy? Am I cyberbullying his legacy? Or are you talking about Bloomberg, the billionaire, the multi-billionaire who, has connections to a sex trafficker, and something tells me his feelings are not going to be hurt by my little video. Something tells me Mike Bloomberg is not sitting at home crying into his soup that Lee Camp made a video about him. I just don't think he feels really bullied by my video. So who exactly is it that has been cyberbullied? But of course, it's a joke reason. I mean, they don't, coming up with a reason doesn't even matter to them. They just come up with some ridiculous reason so that they can give you a strike, and that these strikes can slowly add up so they can delete your channel. The next time I get a strike, apparently, if I get another strike, then I'll have a 1-week ban from posting on YouTube. Then if I believe I have this right, if I get a third strike, they delete the channel. And they could have reasons as ridiculous as cyberbullying. They could have reasons that, they could just say copyright, and they'll hardly even check to see whether I actually violated any copyright. So they can use whatever bullshit reason and delete the channel, demonetize the channel if they don't feel like deleting it. And I don't want that to happen. I would be pissed if that happened. I don't want to lose this connection to you guys, even though I'm also live on Rockfin. So, by the way, if you haven't subscribed on Rockfin as well, rockfin.com/Lee Camp. But one of the reasons we created this new project, which is still kind of in beta, as they say, still being tested out. It's not a fully finished and honed project, but one of the reasons we created it was so that independent and leftist outlets, have somewhere where you can find their stuff, even if they are deleted, even if they are heavily suppressed, like my channel is, even if you are not getting alerts saying that I put out something new, because of course they're not going to alert you. They're not going to recommend it. They're not going to tell you. Oftentimes, even my emails, which is one of the less suppressed things, oftentimes my emails will go to spam filters. Or sometimes people email me and show me screenshots where my emails will have a thing at the top that say, we believe this is phishing. And it scares a certain percentage, even if it doesn't scare you guys, it scares a certain percentage into not clicking on my videos. Oh God, it's phishing. Can't touch it. They then set fire to their laptops just to be safe, and then piss on the flames. Because you got it. If ever you get that warning, just go ahead, set fire, begin pissing. Because that's the only way to remedy if someone's been fishing, gone fishing. Time to go fishing. So we created this project to help deal with this a little bit. And my thought was, if there was a place where everybody, every morning, that everybody cool, I mean, not the fucking losers, come on. What are we talking about here? If everybody cool like you guys, knew to check a certain web page that had like the best independent radical media of the day, then even if my YouTube channel got deleted, I could just post the Rockfin video, or I could post the Vimeo video or something else. And you guys would know to check this website. And so at least a large percentage of you would still have a place to find all my shit. Now, of course, there's leecamp.com, but that doesn't give you kind of the breadth of radical independent media. And so I and a few others, Eleanor Goldfield is the key other co-creator of this site, decided to create a site that is kind of the front page of left-wing radical independent media that you could check every day. And it's just, obviously it's not going to be everything. There are whole outlets out there that put out tons of content. So it is a taste. It is a taste of what's going on at these cool outlets that have already been suppressed nearly into oblivion. I mean, you go on, if Mint Press or something, which is a great outlet, puts a Facebook post about their articles or tweets about their articles, then hardly anyone sees it, because Facebook and Twitter have made sure to suppress these things aggressively. I posted recently on Twitter about I put up a Facebook post of my new episode of Redacted Tonight, and it was shown to, it was shown to like 2,500 people, 2,500 people. That's the number it was shown to, not the number of shares or the number of comments. Shown to 2,500 people. I have 325,000 followers of my Facebook page, after they've purged a lot of people. They kicked off about 10 or 15,000. But still, to this day, I have 325,000 followers on my Facebook page. They showed it to 2,500, which is like 0.0001% or something, or it's like I think it's 0.1 something percent, less than 1%. And that's how many people it's just shown to. And it got 4 shares. 325,000 followers, it got 4 shares, the new episode of Redacted Tonight, because they were basically not showing it to anyone. It's, it's the people they're showing it to are a fucking rounding error. So if you guys had a front page of rad indie media to check every day, every morning, or whenever it feels good to check the news for you, like noon or something, after you've taken the dog for a walk and taken a good solid dump, and you're like, all right, now it's time to get my head in the game. And you had a page that gave you a taste of what was going on with rad independent media, then hopefully that kind of suppression would have less of an impact, because you know where to go, you know where to check. So we created it, and it's in beta. It's just we're working out the kinks, so it doesn't mean it's always going to be awesome, but we're getting there. We're doing our best, and it is at radindiemedia.com. So I'll type it into the chat here, and you guys are like the first to hear about it. I haven't really told anyone. But it is, like I said, it's being tested. Actually, I'll share an image so you don't have to go navigate to it right now, but you should bookmark it. And here's what it looks like so far. But these things update every few hours, about every twice a day, and may go up to 3 times a day. Right now, it has some of my stuff, some common dreams, ProPublica. It's going down. Sheer Post, Socialist Program, Breakthrough News is here. Common Dreams again. More Breakthrough News. Here's Mint Press. And here's the other thing is we're not trying to make you stay on our site, which every other site, because they're trying to make lots of money, they're trying to get you to stay there. Anything they do to get you to stay there is what they want. So they have a whole world. You go to Huffington Post or something like that, or New York Times, and you click on their thing, and it goes to their next page and their next page, and they want to keep you in their world. That is not our goal. We're not trying to make lots of money. We have no advertisers. So our goal is not to keep you there. Our goal is to show you awesome shit going on around the world by these independent journalists. And so anytime you click on one of these titles, it will just take you directly to that source. It doesn't try and keep you on the site. It takes you directly to the source, and there's no ads, there's no funders other than me and Eleanor, and it's not coming from anyone else. It's and we're going to keep growing it. And if you have sources that you aren't seeing there, that you want to see there, by the way, we are working with Black Agenda Report. There's some weird stuff going on with our RSS feed, but we'll get it eventually. So Black Agenda Report will be there. A lot of others will be there soon. We're just, like I said, working out the kinks, and we wanted to make it something that you can go to on a daily basis. Just every morning you check it and you learn about what rad independent journalists, rad independent media is putting out that day. And so, yeah, let me know what you think, but you can email commoncensored@protonmail.com. The other thing you got to remember is it might not be your perfect idea, your personal perfect idea, because I've shown it to a couple of friends, and one said, oh, there's not enough headlines, and one said there's too many. So you're going to get some of that. Someone likes too many, too much, and someone likes not enough. So, you're going to, some of these things are personal opinions about what shit should look like, but the goal is to just have it good enough that it's something you guys are comfortable checking every day. And then if any of these sites, if they were to delete Mint Press's Facebook page or my Facebook page or Twitter account or whatever, you could still keep going here, still keep seeing our shit. And we keep showing up every day. And please do sign up to the email list that's on that page as well. But that's it. I hope you like the idea, and share it around. But as you share it, keep in mind we're just testing it out. It's not completed yet, but let's see. I'll put up wherever it was. I'll put up the website on the screen here in a second. There it is. So, okay. Hope you guys like it. Let us know what you think, and sign up to the email list if you get a chance. And yeah, thanks. I see some of you are already posting positive things. Thanks. It's I hope you bookmark it. I hope you start checking it on a regular basis, and then as it gets more honed and refined, share it around, let people know. And yeah. Some people said they can't get to the page. I don't know. Well, if that's true, then that's a problem. But we'll figure it out. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you before we wrap up here is Eleanor Goldfield's brand new music video. Because why not watch it together while we're hanging out? Why not? She, and many of you know, she put out an album called No Solo, her first album. It's an EP, first album in several years, first solo album. And this is the first music video, and it came out today. So you can't get much more fucking breaking brand new shit than that. And I hope you enjoy it. Let me make sure we get full screen here and get rid of my shit. Okay. Oh shit. Now I'm afraid I didn't share that. Now I'm afraid I didn't do the audio. All right, let me make sure I got the audio here. It's very tough, guys. There's a lot of things to remember. There's a lot of things to remember when I'm doing this. Okay? All right. Here we go.
I stand as a pile of bricks at my feet. Build me a road, I was searching for something to see. But who's got the time to slip this song around my mind? 'Cause the hours and days we've come to this place. While the world's on fire, and I'm gonna stay where it burns. We built this fire, and I'm gonna stay where it burns. What will it take to stay right here where it burns? Do you remember the time we stood here and drew that line? Well, now it's past, we're fast forward behind. Oh, it's a fire, I can feel this burn in my mind. What do you live for if they're dying to kill for a time? Well, the world's on fire, and I'm gonna stay where it burns. We built this fire, and I'm gonna stay where it burns. What will it take to stand right here where it burns? I'm gonna stay where it burns.
There it is, folks. Hope you liked it. And if you want to watch it again or you want to get the album, it's all at artkillingapathy.com. I'm going to give you the full link straight to the music video I just put in the chat. But if you want to get the album or anything else, you can find it all at artkillingapathy.com. Let me put that one in here as well. And yeah, that's where the album is, no solo. And you can support her work by grabbing it there as well. So yeah, two brand new things revealed on this episode. This was a big episode. I fucking shot my load on this one. Pleasure to hang with you guys. Thanks for being here. We are going to do a live stream on July 4th. We're going to do it at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 p.m. Pacific. So for some of you, that might be nearing fireworks time, but I think, it doesn't even get dark in D.C. We're on the East Coast. It doesn't even get dark here till after 8. So I think you could enjoy the live stream and still do the fireworks thing if that's your thing, if you're into that. So thanks for being here, everybody. And that'll be Sunday. I already said that, youtube.com/momentofclarity or on Rockfin. All the donations today, all the donations Venmo, all the donations on Rockfin, those all go to people who are struggling, people who need a little help. And if you want to support our stuff, that's liberapay.com/Lee Camp. But yeah, keep fighting. And thank you guys for joining me today. Tomorrow, of course, new government secrets. Don't miss that. And new redacted tonight tomorrow. Don't miss that. Fucking get on it, guys. You got a lot of work to do. All right. Don't back off now. Don't come this far with me and then start backing off. Now is the time. radindymedia.com every morning. Start checking that. All right. Keep fighting.